guys. My voice is so trying to go out. Okay. Whew. Talking to the dead, trying to communicate with the dead and your ancestors. Everybody has been just sending me all these amazing emails, these positive things. I have another video that's supposed to be getting uploaded. My son's going to edit it, but it's too long, and it was actually to a couple of my kiddies, my pagan youth, and some questions I was answering to help you guys out, but it's too long, so he's going to edit it, and it should be up today or tomorrow. Here's the thing. I am very big on contacting your ancestors and having a relationship with your ancestors and contacting the dead before you try to find your god and your goddess or your deities, your entities, any of that stuff. The reason why is because there is a bloodline, there is a family line. I've had a couple of you, well, more than a couple of you, email me and you've tried out my techniques or you've tried the things that I've told you to do, and you have written me or even called me and told me you've had success more than you've had lately. And I think that's great. So keep it up. You've got to focus. You have to keep doing it. You've got to put energy into it, because now you are actually getting into that state where they know that you're letting them in. Your ancestors are always trying to contact you. They're always trying to talk to you. Always. They've been there since you were born. The reason why is because it's bloodline. It's your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncles, your passed away siblings, their family, their family's family. They are always going to follow you. Just some of us are more sensitive and more able to speak to them, and some of us were born like that. You know, we're able to. If I can get you to do this for 1 minute, to sit and meditate for 10 minutes, not even very long, and think about back when you were younger. Let's try 4, 5, 6, if you can remember that. Some people can. But you actually had imaginary friends. Some people, I used to actually talk to the characters in the TV. It was actually my ancestors or the dead speaking through the TV at me. Electronics go off really crazy and wacky. If you've watched my videos, I've told you that before, but they go really wacky and crazy around me. I hear voices sometimes through them, and sometimes I can walk through the house and lights will flicker and go off as I walk. So I've been used to this. My kids are used to this. I mean, I have crazy stuff happen all the time. You will learn to do this if you have not contacted, or you don't feel anything, or you don't know who, you know, you're like, you know what, I keep trying. I'm trying to find my God, my goddess. I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get close to Oshun. I'm trying to get close to this one. I'm trying to get close to that one. Okay, I get it. That's great. But first, try to get close to your ancestors. They are going to open a door for you that will allow you to actually see things, hear things, and know when things are going on. One thing that you can do is you sit for 10 minutes. You go all the way back to when you were little. You can even say 8, 9, 10. And you think when you actually had an imaginary friend, or when you had somebody that was talking to you but nobody else saw it and you actually believed it. This is before your parents actually taught you, no, 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 it's wrong, you're crazy. Because then you had a level of consciousness that was open, and somehow along the line you closed it because you didn't want to be different, or you didn't want to be the oddball. So if you push spirits away enough, they will go away. If I tell my spirits, I mean, I've had things happen where I looked at, you know, I'm tired. I don't want to talk. I don't want to think about this. And I'm like, go away. Come back tomorrow. I don't feel good. They will go. So here's one thing that you can do. You can actually fix a small altar, put a white cloth down. You can use a purple cloth, a white cloth, and sometimes I'll use a green one depending on who it is. You want to use pictures of your past ancestors. If you have any watches, trinkets, clothing, cut out a patch, anything that you can use when you're sitting at that altar, hold that item and meditate to that person. It could be anything, a rattle, jewelry, anything. Some people in my family have bones. They've got, you know, a lot of my family's gotten cremated, so they have ashes. They've got locks of hair. So this is something that you can connect yourself with, and you're sitting there and you're actually holding it and you're meditating. You want to put a small mirror. You're going to paint the mirror black. Put that on the altar. And then you're going to put another mirror and have it just a regular little mirror. Put that on the altar. You're going to have pictures of your ancestors. You want one clear plate where you can actually give food offerings to your ancestors weekly. This is the thing. When your spirits are there, they're going to come in and out. They're going to be there. But a lot of them, they still think, okay, well, I want to eat. It's the appreciation. You're welcoming them into your home, into your life. So you're going to fix them a small plate of food: rice, platanos, green bananas. Platanos is green bananas. Some people use fish. I think that stinks. But not raw chicken. Cook the chicken with no seasoning. You can do nuts. You can do a cup of milk. I always use rum, or I'll put a bottle of champagne or wine, depending on, who I'm calling out to. I have 3 spirits that follow me, and my kids have seen them. They've appeared a lot since my kids were little, and my kids are very sensitive towards them. And they've freaked them out before too. This is the thing about spirits and ancestors and all that. They are in a totally different ball game, but they can get very impatient and they can act very childlike, throw things, move things, because you're not listening. So call on to them, ask them, welcome them. The biggest thing is you need to be very welcoming. I want you into my home. You're welcome into my home. Here's this food offering. Meditate, really focus about them. If you know them or you've met them or whatever, just call them in, ask them for help. I want you come into my home. Give me an insight. If you're reading tarot cards or throwing bones or doing anything, help me see. Sleep with your tarot cards for 3 nights in a row under your pillow. Okay, sleep with them. Wrap it in silk, sleep with them for 3 nights. Then sit and meditate at your nice little altar. And it's very simple altar, separate from your main altar. And you've got your pictures up of your family. Sorry, I hear stuff. You got your pictures up of your family. You've got your trinkets. You've got all your little stuff, and 1 pillar white candle. You don't need to dress it. You don't need to do anything to it. This is just a candle that you're going to basically light when you start honoring them and you're meditating to them. That basically lets them know it's okay. You can also put the candle behind you, and then if you have a big enough mirror right in front of your altar, you can sit there and gaze into that mirror and just sit and meditate and think about your past family, your family member, your ancestors, ancestors. You can call upon them. They will come. This is a skill that you have got to, you're going to start out, you're going to see things. You might see things 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, but you're going to get better and better and better, and then you'll be able to see 10 minutes. Then you'll be able to do it, pretty much control it, but it's going to take a lot if you have never, ever seen it. I would so focus on that for a while, and then after you get to where you're like, what, I felt the most connection. When you're sitting there meditating, you're going to actually feel your fingers go a little numb. They're going to be tingling. You're actually feeling it. Now you have to be very, very careful with this. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing, but you want to be careful because other things can come in. There's spirits not crawling, but walking in and out. They're going in between here and there. You can attract other spirits that are coming and they want to try to come in. This is why I have water placed everywhere, because I want the spirits to have a place to go. It's like a filter. If you get into a situation where you're sitting there meditating and you don't like what you see or feel or hear, stop. You stop and you get very stern and say, go away. You're not welcome here. They will go. They will go. You're not going to get some poltergeist crazy stuff. But once you connect with your ancestor, really think about what path you're on. I see people all over the place, just jumping everywhere. You guys, just stop. Do something for 3 months at a time and stick with it, and then let it, hone in on your skill, get your skill level up, and then say, okay, well, you know what? I like Wicca. I'm going to study Wicca for a year. Or I'm going to study this for a year. I'm going to study voodoo for a year, because I see a lot of people go and they're like, you know what? Wicca's not working for me. I'm going to go to voodoo. Voodoo's not working for me. I'm going to go to Santeria. Santeria is not working for me. I'm going to go to Palo. If you see everything that I do, it's all pretty much the same. I have three, my goddess, my goddess, my God, that I pretty much, worship and I call upon. I've got, my own set ways of doing things, especially in my candle magic, and I will not change my ways. I don't do it. I don't call out to things that I don't know about, and I stick pretty much with my family members, my ancestors, and what I know, because I don't want anything in my house that shouldn't be there. I've got kids to protect, and I need to work with the things that I am comfortable with, but I need to know that it's safe. Now, here's the other thing. If you've had some past issues, maybe you started out young and you were actually seeing things, talking to things, you had an imaginary friend. Maybe you had a problem with electronics, or you were hearing voices when you were little, and sometimes you still do, or you get visions. You touch people, you can feel things. You can use that to your advantage, because your ancestors are probably standing right behind you. So all you have to do is honor them, give thanks to them, and make them feel welcome in your area, and give them their own area. They will show. They will show in your dreams. They will come, and they're easier to summon. They will show up before anything. So there's a lot of people that do videos, and you guys can look up other stuff, but definitely go before your ancestors before you do anything. If you're having problems, with your god or goddesses, and you're like, I'm not connecting, you need something to connect to, do it. Do it today.